What's up, fellow Saiyans, and welcome to episode 7 of our Marvel Mini Paints. Today we're doing Dazzler, aka Allison Blair, the X-Men. She's primed up in uniform gray. She's an interesting character to play as in the game. She got some cool abilities. To start off, for her flesh colors, we're going to be using Barbarian Flesh. And we're just going to coat her face, her arms, and then some of her fingertips, because she wears like gloves, kind of like how Gambit does. Alright, next for the parts of her costume that are blue, we're going to be using the ultramarine blue color. And that's going to be all the parts inside her jacket, her legs, I think her boots as well. For her hair, we're going to be using demonic yellow. And she is wearing a headband underneath the hair, but it's not really a big deal if you get yellow on that because that'll be covered up later. And yellow, of course, usually takes a few coats before you get it to show. Pretty nice anyways. Alright, now that we got the hair, we're going to be doing her jacket and the other little parts on her legs and stuff with leather brown. Dazzler was first introduced in the 80s. She was part of like that whole, like back when Wolverine had the brown and tan costume.
What?
She has powers, I think, to change sound into energy blasts. Not 100% sure on my Dazzler lore. And while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to do a couple touch-ups on the other colors. Alright, now that we're a little touched up, fix up the legs and the brown a little bit as well. This will be kind of giving our brown and the blue the second coat that they need. We're going to touch up the hair. Now for her little energy blast, as well as her eyes, we're going to be using matte white. That way it'll give it a white base, and then we could add the pink and purple colors to her energy blast after. And while we're doing that, for her headband, we're going to be using dragon red. For this part, I'm using a small little detail brush. I got like a pack of them from Hobby Lobby for like $6. They're pretty awesome. Gonna dot the eyes with the white just to get a base for them for the washing process. Now for the star on her chest and on her legs, we're going to be using moon dust. There's always a couple more touch-ups to be done. Now for the base, we're going to be using fur brown for like the stone that's all on the base of the figure. Now for her energy blast, we're going to be using Folk Art Glow Pink color. It's a fluorescent paint. And it's pretty thin, so I'm just going to put this all over the blast and just let it set, and then we'll probably add another coat later. Now, while that's drying, that little part that her foot's on, the gray part, it's going to be a metal color. So we're going to go with gunmetal. We're going to paint that metallic gunmetal color. Sorry for my hands being in the way. Alright, now we begin our washing process. And we're going to start off with a flesh wash by doing her face, her arms, and her hands. But when we're doing the face, just as we put it over the eyes, you just want to go back and swipe as much from the eyes as you can just to clear them off. I start using soft tone, even though I didn't list it up in the paint selection. I use soft tone for the hair. You can see I just run it through the grooves and it adds the shading. It's pretty cool. And you can see I'm using just the brush, the dry brush itself, just to wipe some of the ink off. We're also going to be using some of the soft tone on the brown with her leather. Now for the blue part of her outfit, the darker colors, we're going to be using strong tone. As well as the base, probably I would imagine we'll use strong tone for the base since it's a brown color as well. Gonna add a little more strong tone so I can finish off the base. I'm going to add a second layer of the fluorescent paint to the pink. Now for the metallic part, we're going to be using dark tone just to add a wash layer to that metallic piece she's standing on. Now I'm going to make her eyes that ultramarine blue color we used before. I just dot them real fast. And then I'm going to mix a little matte white with the flesh, the barbarian flesh, to add a little bit of a lighter, and I'm going to start to highlight edges of her face. Now we're going to be using the moon dust to shade her hair, or to highlight her hair. I'm going to be using the dry brush. I'm just going to dry brush that. And for the blue parts on her, for the highlights, we're going to be using Void Shield blue instead of adding matte white, because it's just an easier color. It shows up a little brighter. It looks pretty cool. So we're going to be using that for the highlights on the blue parts of her outfit. And again, I'm just using matte white, mixing it with the brown to add the highlights to the leather brown parts of her outfit. Also, same thing goes with her that headband with the red. Just adding little bits of matte white to the colors we already used. Alright, now for the highlights on the base, we're going to be using Dry Rust. And this is the first time I've ever used this effect color as a highlight, so we're just going to see what we get out of it. Now the last color we'll be using is the Folk Art Neon Purple, and that's just going to be used for the edge of her blast. Just add a little more color to her energy blast. And this will be the last color we're using. Just touch up the edges. And that's going to be it for Dazzler. And as you look, you could see different, although the camera's kind of unfocused, but that's going to be her. She'll be ready to join the game. I'll just put a little matte black ring around the base and spray her with some lacquer, and she'll be ready to roll. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. For live videos, follow on Facebook or Twitch. Or subscribe on YouTube for more notifications for when these videos become available for the next episodes. Thank you for watching, and later, Saiyans.